Well, good morning, YouTube. It's a cold winter morning. It's about, I think it's like -8 degrees Celsius. And I got a cold shop here. As you can see, I got snow inside the shop. So it's definitely cold. Snow all over the tractor from blowing snow. And what I'm gonna do here today is show you a little bit more about my waste oil stove that I have out here in this clearly drafty old shop, and we're gonna light her up for you. So first I'm just gonna tell you a few of the components here that I made. So this here is the burn pot. This is where the oil sits inside the stove, and it drips out of that there pipe. It's kind of dirty, but it's working anyway. And this sits in there on the floor, and there's a pipe that goes through, and it's down a little bit, so when this sits in here, it kind of centers itself in the stove, kind of countersunk itself in there. And I just made this out of stuff laying around. Really not too sure what this came off of. I don't really remember, but a lot of these parts were from an old combine auger casing. Same with this hat here, the burn hat. That's the same casing. I just cut it down the side and put a ratchet strap on it and shrunk it down. And this piece here that I welded in the top is actually the top piece that I cut out of the propane tank. And that's just an old brake rotor. I have no idea what that came off of. Not a clue at all. I've done quite a few brake jobs out here, so I don't have a clue what it came off of, but I found it outside and it works fine. So this here, you just set it in here and you kind of center it up in there. And this whole kit and caboodle goes in the stove here. There, did that without swearing. Just make sure that that's centered in there. And there's the drip pipe, drips in there. And then we'll get this thing here shoved in there. There we go. All right. So it's ready to light now. So I usually light it with some kerosene. Just squirt some kerosene in there. And I have some cardboard here. Whoa, man, I dropped the cardboard right in there. Oh, boy, it's windy. I got wind coming down my chimney, so this might be kind of fun to get lit today. Because it's blowing soot down my chimney. So let's just light this. See how that works. Put that in there. Alright. So now we close the door, and that should force the air to come through the burn pot. And then what I do, once I get that going, is I'll put a little bit more kerosene down there, just to make sure I got lots of good stuff in there to preheat this thing before I start putting the oil to her. And you can see it's burning well. It's burning really well. I got to get this door sealed there. I still have a bunch of work to do on this thing yet, but right now I'm kind of busy playing with it. And yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of trouble getting some draft. I see a little bit of smoke coming out of the bottom there, because I don't have my chimney really finished either. But I think it's time now to get some oil dripping in there. we'll just get this going here. Everything is really cold right now, so the oil doesn't really want to flow. But that should get us going for now. And I can hear this thing is starting to rip now. I'm getting some smoke though, which never really happened before. I must have a bit of wind out of the east. But once it gets hot and starts to create a draft, it will hopefully be good, or I'll just have to shut it off and go back in the house. But yeah, it's starting to take off now. So very easy to light. Like that took me what? A few minutes? A couple of minutes? It's a little dirty, but you know, if you got a garage, you're not scared of getting dirty anyway, right? At least you shouldn't be. So we'll just we'll let that trickle away there for a while, and she'll hopefully start creating a good draft. And well, I can smell the kerosene right now, but that should stop. So there you go. Those are the innards of my waste oil burner and how I light it. And pretty soon I'll be probably sitting right there, and I won't be drinking a beer. That's an empty soldier, but I do have a tea on the go. And I'll be nice and toasty. So thanks again. Well, she's been running for about a half an hour. She is throwing out the heat. I'm sitting maybe 8 feet away and my knees are getting hot. This thing is pretty good. I just can't wait till it's all sealed up and running more efficiently. This thing is pretty good. I got a fan there pointing down. She's hot. I got about, well, I'm actually, putting quite a bit of oil to her. I could turn that down just a wee bit. There we go. But yeah, wow, she is hot. Woohoo! You can smell the paint cooking off that old barrel. You can see that I don't have a very airtight shop, and that will get looked after one of these days, but that's why I need something that's going to pump out the heat, because she's a cold shop. Well, she's burning cherry hot, and I even got a fan on her. Doing a good job. And look how well it's transferring the heat into the room. Like the paint hasn't even started to turn on this barrel. It's cooling the smoke and fumes off really well. And this is how much oil I got going to it. Pretty good stream. Probably about, I don't know, 2 liters an hour or so, and whew, it is warm. I can hardly stand by it. This thing is a kicking butt, which it kind of needs to, because you got lots of breezes through this old shop. Look at the daylight, you can see through it. It's only partially insulated, and the door leaks pretty good, and that gable's just as bad. Snow blows in under the door, but with this thing going, wow, at least half the shop is super comfortable. I'm really glad I built this. Definitely got to get some air leaks fixed. She's not burning too clean. She's just chooching out the smoke. But right now I got a warm shop, so I'm not really caring.